Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I got a bunch of entertainment news to cover today, so we'll get right into it. But before I do, I have to thank Gavin Downs for actually picking up a Zactivated shirt off from the Teespring store down below. Thank you so much to Gavin. He says, I have been Zactivated by our boy Ping Pong Flix. Make sure to head over to his YouTube channel and get some merch. It is great quality and I highly recommend it. Restore to Snyderverse. Thank you so much, Gavin. As you guys know, Gavin is an actor. Now, one of the extras from David Ayer's Suicide Squad. So hopefully we get to see him in the final film when David gets to release his version of Suicide Squad. But thank you so much, Gavin, for picking up a shirt. So everybody, check it down below. Zactivated, Godzilla Vs Kong. There's a whole bunch of stuff down there. And if you could support my channel. All right, let's get into the first topic of the day. The first topic of the day is about Monkey Master. What? You're like, Monkey Master? What is that? So this just dropped like just before I came on. John Woo to produce live-action adaptation of Stan Lee's Monkey Master. And this is based on an unreleased comic book series and story created by Marvel maven Lee and Graphic India co-founder and CEO Devarajan. The film will follow New York City archaeologist Li Yong, who discovers an ancient prophecy about the Chinese legend of the Monkey King that brings him to India, where he uncovers a hidden power that transforms him into a modern-day superhero, the Monkey Master. Now, I'm totally into Sun Wukong, and he's an awesome character, but it's great to see. And I didn't know about this, that there was a Marvel version of this. I mean, you've heard of Sun Wukong. I mean, he is adapted many times. There's the Monkey King video game. A lot of, China has made a lot and lots of movies and series of this guy already. So you've even heard that Son Goku was based on Sun Wukong, and that's why he has the tail. That's how it became to be. And so the Journey to the West story has one of those stories that I truly love, and I've seen Chinese series of it, Chinese movies. In fact, my favorite movies is actually an older movie, and it stars Stephen Chow, and that was Journey. It wasn't called Journey to the West. The English version was called like Chinese Odyssey or something like that. But it was really good. Those first two movies, really awesome. I loved those two movies. Stephen Chow is an awesome director, and I love all of his movies. But it's great to see another modern take on it, and especially one that the Western people will probably get to see. We've had it before, some series here and there with Monkey King, but they didn't really work out. So maybe this version at least would clearly be something that some people would look forward to. I mean, we did have one called Forbidden Kingdom, right? And they had Jet Li and Jackie Chan. That had Monkey King in it as well. So there is some of that, surprisingly so. So yeah, looking forward to see what John Woo has in store for this. He is producing it this time. He's not directing. But you know what? Honestly, I loved his movies in the past and some of his Chinese, fantasy type movies as well. But I really love the gunplay that he comes to play. But he hasn't really made anything really that sticks out in my mind recently. But he's only producing it, so we'll see how this goes. But looking forward to seeing a new adaptation of the Monkey King and for Western audiences. All right, the next thing is about Knives Out. Apparently, Netflix is plunking down an astounding $450 million for the rights to the Knives Out sequels, right? And both of them will have Daniel Craig as the lead character in here. Now, I'm quite surprised, but not really, because Knives Out 1 was really good, but it wasn't like I need another one. I felt like that was just like a one and done, but apparently there's more, and I'm really intrigued to seeing what Rian Johnson will do with the sequels to Knives Out. And Daniel Craig is such an awesome character. Even his accent is kind of throws me off sometimes, but it really is a cool story. A real cool. I mean, other stories that could come with it. It's not going to expand from the first one, I don't think. I think that was already done. That case is over. This is going to be 2 and 3 is going to have its own case, but I'm really surprised by what Netflix is going to do with that. They're plunking down $450 million. Netflix really is seeing that, there's a streaming war down out here. Absolutely. Especially with COVID and stuff. Theaters are reopening up, but there are more people going on the streaming bandwagon here. They got to compete with Disney Plus. They have to compete with HBO Max and now Paramount Plus. This is a whole thing. This is a whole thing that they have to do. And Amazon's doing their own thing as well. So Netflix had to divvy up some cash and bring in all these different creators and bring in potential IPs, because Knives Out is going to be a new IP per se. If 2 and 3 does well, who knows? They'll probably make more, maybe make a series or something, but they definitely need some more content for their service. So that's a great thing, actually. And I should have connected this with Zack Snyder's Justice League later on, because it does go to show that even Netflix is willing to pay a lot of money to get sequels for something that they know will definitely sell. And Rian Johnson, it's not like Rian Johnson is trending, and Knives Out is not. It's like restore the Knives Out universe. It's not trending. So, but if Netflix, a smart company, Netflix, the number one streamer, is wanting to pull out $450 million for sequels. Yeah, I think Zack Snyder's Justice League will probably be a little bit more than that. But given the amount of discussion and the hype over the Snyderverse, I think they deserve a little bit more than just $450 million. Will HBO Max pull out the money for it? Well, Netflix is showing the other services that they're willing to put out money to secure things, just like Amazon's willing to secure the Lord of the Rings, and all these other services are willing to secure what they need to get that IP over on their side. Netflix is doing that too. They know they need it. They need more than Stranger Things. They need more than Army of the Dead. They're going out of their way to investing in other things, in content. They don't like to be called content, but they're being called content, right? They need content for their streaming service, and Knives Out is going to be one of them. So I'm kind of intrigued to see what the sequels are, because I love a murder mystery. I really do love a murder mystery. I want to see how it goes, especially Knives Out. It surprised me. I knew that they were going to subvert expectations, but at least they still had a few twists down the road, towards the end of the movie, which I really enjoyed. And so I'm willing to see what other murder mysteries the Knives Out sequels will have. So that's cool. All right, speaking of Netflix and plopping down money, we're making more stuff. Pacific Rim The Black is continuing. Of course, we knew it's not over after seeing the season, I guess you can call it a season finale, or the last episode of the first season. Pacific Rim Black, the season 2 is coming. That's all. We don't know when or how or whatever, but, seeing all those other kaijus being controlled by, I guess they look like girls, at the end of season 1, you're like, what is going on here, and how does this connect? What about the boy, and everything? So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in Pacific Rim Black, the season 2. And I'm a huge Pacific Rim fan. More Jaegers, more kaijus. Yes, please. Thank you. That's pretty awesome. All right. Speaking of kaijus, I was going to get into this. Godzilla Vs Kong, Rotten Tomatoes score is finally out based on, now it says 194, but I looked again, it's like 199 reviews now. The tomato meter is currently at an 80%. That's really good, right? So for people who care about Rotten Tomatoes, 80% is really good. The audience score is also at a 93, or whopping 93% at 100 plus verified ratings. I think it has increased by now. I think I saw it at like 95 at over 1,000 something ratings. So very good. Congratulations to Godzilla vs. Kong. I thoroughly enjoyed it. In terms of ranking, though, I think, and I'll put this, in terms of ranking, I think Godzilla King of the Monsters is still my top MonsterVerse movie right now because the plot flowed nicer. You cared more about the human characters, and there was not that, they don't introduce a whole lot. Godzilla vs. Kong I'm still thinking it's either below 2014 or above 2014. And yeah, Kong Skull Island's going to be under all the Godzilla films because, I'm biased and I just want more Godzilla films than Kong films. I'm just sorry. I'm Team Godzilla for a reason. But I will give a spoilers review for this pretty soon because I want to talk about all the different things that happened and I wish happened and why I even tweeted out, is there like a Snyder Cut version of Godzilla vs. Kong? Even though the director said that this is his version. Yeah, another director that came out also said that was their version years ago, and that was David Ayer, right? He had to go through the PR thing, of course, but later on he says, he had to say that. But now he's saying, of course, there's a David Ayer Suicide Squad. So I'm wondering if Godzilla vs. Kong would have that, though we may never know because it's critically doing well. People are watching it, and I think it's making money across the seas as well. And there's the streaming numbers as well to be shown on HBO Max. So we'll probably never know. But for everybody else who enjoyed it, it is a fun movie. It's entertaining. And the biggest thing to come from this is that if you want to see Godzilla fight Kong, you're definitely going to go get that and then some. But just don't expect a really, truly human drama or anything like that. Not that you do, but some people, sometimes you want that human drama in order to move the story along and not get bored waiting for the next fight. So that's all I'll say for that until my spoiler review. And speaking of a little bit of Godzilla vs. Kong here, there is a little bit of this. This is not spoilers, by the way. There's no spoilers in this. Don't worry. Now that Godzilla vs. Kong is available to watch, let's dive into whether this action flick has a post-credit scene. I mean, it is kind of spoilers, but I'll save you from watching all the way through the credits. There's no there's no end credit scene. Okay, so no, Godzilla vs. Kong doesn't have an end credit scene, while Godzilla vs. Kong will undoubtedly settle who is the true king of monsters. Fans expecting the Hollywood blockbuster tradition of a post-end credits scene setting up a sequel will be left waiting, sort of. So according to an interview with Sci-Fi Wire, Adam Wingard talked a little bit about it. He said this: we actually shot a post-credit scene, but then we ended up using it in the movie. It was one of those things where we shot it as one idea and we got into editorial and realized we needed a moment at a certain point in the movie, so we ended up taking that footage and using it in a different context in the movie, and it really, really worked for us. Now, he declined to reveal what footage was originally meant as the post-credit scene, so fans will have to use their film school instincts to guess. I don't know. I have to watch it again. I can't think of any scene that's a post-credit scene at this very moment. So, I mean, tell me down below if you have seen it. What do you think is that post-credit scene that is in the middle of the movie? Now, previous films in the modern King Kong and Godzilla franchises have teased creatures and plot points with the post-credit scene from Godzilla King of the Monsters tying into Godzilla vs. Kong. Wingard implies that whether or not the MonsterVerse movies continue forward will depend on how Godzilla vs. Kong performs at the box office. I think it's 100% the right choice not to have a post-credit scene because this is the crossroads for the MonsterVerse. Audience have to vote if they want to see more of these or not. If people show up and like the movie, then there will be more. I think it's better not to box yourselves into any corners because ultimately going forward, these movies need to be calibrated by what people like about the films. Not in a tired studio kind of way, but in a realistic, grounded, what are people responding to? What are they responding to kind of way. So that's a little bit about that. And definitely he is putting it out there that if this movie does well, then there is a possibility to having a continuation of the MonsterVerse. Would I love to see that? Of course I would love to see that. I think there's so many more monsters they could definitely bring into a Godzilla monster, this new MonsterVerse here. Whether Kong is going to be a part of that, I won't say what happens, but Godzilla, definitely. If it's just there's a lot of Godzilla villains out there. Like there could be well, like there are cases where like I wonder what happened to some of the monsters here. Other monsters like Destroya. Let's put in Destroya. Let's do a Biolante. Let's do Anguirus. Let's do and maybe for another versus movie, wouldn't it be cool to finally get in some type of fashion an actual Godzilla versus Gamera movie? I don't know how many licenses they have to buy or purchase to make that happen, but I think a Godzilla versus Gamera movie needs to happen, and it's about time. Let's do it. We got another Godzilla vs Kong movie 50 something less years later. Let's get a Godzilla vs Gamera finally. That's the one thing I hope I get to see before I pass. So Godzilla vs Gamera, let's do it. Did I say Kong? I think I said Gamera. Godzilla vs Gamera, let's do it. All right, moving on. Or maybe Godzilla vs Ultraman too. Let's move on. Let's get to the DC part of today's show. So there's a new Batman The Long Halloween. It's a new animated feature. DC is making incredible animated features, I might add. The voice cast for Batman The Long Halloween is out, and it has Jensen Ackles as Batman. And that's the one I really want to just talk about, other than the other people here. Josh Duhamel is Harvey Dent. That's interesting. But Jensen Ackles, man. So he played Jason Todd at one time, right? And which was really cool. That Red Hood story was really good. And he's always talked about wanting to be Batman. He auditioned for Batman. So it's great to see that he's finally gets to play Batman. Yeah, it's just a voiceover, but that's pretty cool to see that Jensen finally become Batman in some sort of fashion. So kudos to him. Congratulations, Jensen. You're finally Batman. and I'm wondering how he's going to sound as Batman. He's going to sound like Jason Todd, but now playing Batman. I'm wondering, or if he's going to go deeper or something like that. That's kind of interesting and how that will work out. So Jensen Ackles is Batman. Congratulations. All right. The next thing, I forgot to throw that on. Batman The Long Halloween, and it's not even capitalized. How do you like that? Damn, that sucked. Oh well. Next is The Suicide Squad. And not David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Oh my god. I completely botched that because I wanted David Ayer's Suicide Squad so bad. So let me just change that a little bit. There you go. The Suicide Squad, James Gunn. James Gunn, The Suicide Squad. This is a trailer that played in front of Godzilla vs Kong theatrical. I know you guys are laughing at me and commenting right now how dumb I am. But there is apparently a Green Band trailer, but it's not just the same trailer and they took out all the blood and gore and the swearing. No, it's a completely different trailer. And I don't think I can play this, but it's really good. Because I don't want to play it because I don't want to get copyright, because I don't think this is officially out yet. But I think this is a better trailer than what we got officially. Like, this got me excited. The whole thing got me excited for the movie. Just as much as the behind the scenes. It's action-y. It doesn't linger on dick jokes and poops and things like that. It actually goes through it nicely, with some jokes here and there that we already seen, but it focuses on the action, and I love that. So definitely this is the better trailer. I am floored that this didn't come out the first time. Like, I want James Gunn or Warner Bros. Or whatever, put this trailer out. This trailer will get people excited for the Suicide Squad, not the other one. The other one wasn't that great. I didn't hype me at all. Didn't like it, other than Starro and some action elements at the end. This one, though, this is the trailer that everybody should have seen, and I'm sure anybody who went to watch Godzilla vs. Kong in theaters would have seen it and got excited for the Suicide Squad. And I think everybody online agrees with me today. This is the trailer that should have came out. This Suicide Squad trailer, not the other one. So you can find it I mean, I'll probably link this. It's online. I think it leaked out, but I'm looking forward to the official one that has better sound and stuff like that. But not an April Fool's joke. This is a good trailer. This is the Suicide Squad trailer that we should have saw, and definitely they should put this out in order to get more buzz for this movie. So yeah, that's the Suicide Squad. All right, now let's move on. Let's move on to our favorite subject, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Do I have an update for you? Not really, but I do have certain elements that came up that could get you pretty excited, and maybe something from, a little bit of hope, I would say, for the Snyderverse, right? So I just wanted to share this. HBO Nordic had put this out. Here's what Nordic critics are saying about Zack Snyder's Justice League and why you should not miss out on this ultimate DC superhero epic. If you've already watched the movie, how many stars would you give? So here are some incredible critics stars here. 5 stars. Zack Snyder's Justice League is a glorious feast of epic visuality and better personal storylines. 4 stars. Zack Snyder's Justice League is worth the wait. Zack Snyder's Justice League, from trash to masterpiece. How you like that? From trash to masterpiece. That's incredible. The greatest and best remake of all time. 4 stars. Snyder's version plays in another league. An epic superhero film that fixes the theatrical version's flaws elegantly, gripping, and well written. Amazing comments, reviews here and stars here. It's definitely a masterpiece of and critics agreeing with that is really cool. So restore the Snyderverse indeed. Now, account came out to support the Snyderverse, and we know this one. Subway is back. They are back, guys. Our friends over at Subway are back. We do this together. Hashtag Restore the Snyderverse. So definitely adding to the Restore the Snyderverse campaign that started with us fans and critics and blog sites and verifieds everywhere, including the actors Ray Porter, Ray Fisher. Jared Leto said he loved to restore the Snyderverse, and also just yesterday Joe Manganiello also saying restore the Snyderverse. So definitely amazing, adding to the 1.5 million voices, tweets, which have, that's a lot of voices going out there that really want to restore the Snyderverse. Now, what's interesting I wanted to bring up is a couple comments here. I don't know what to make of it, but it's interesting to see these people. Now, Brian Lynch said this, and in a jokingly way, because I guess people says, would you like to restore the Snyderverse? He is apparently a screenwriter for Secret Life of Pets 1 and 2, Minions, Puss in Boots, Hop, writer of Toy Academy from Scholastic. He says, have you tried turning off the Snyderverse and then turning it back on again, to restore it, I guess? And it's in a joking fashion, but it got the Snyderverse portion out there, so I retweeted that. But Greg Silverman, remember him? The CEO from before Toby Emmer came on? He tweeted this out. Yeah, funny. I think that's what they did. Seems to be working now. Interesting. Now, I don't know if that means like it's working now, like it's, does he know something? Would he know something, though, Greg Silverman? He's not part of Warner Brothers anymore, right? He's got his own company, right? He's a CEO of Stampede Ventures, right? So, but he's been back in the day. I mean, look, Samuel L. knows. He says, bring back Greg Silverman when we need you heading Warner Brothers again. Yeah, absolutely. And so I thought that was a cool little tweet from him. Whether that means anything or not, I have no idea. But it's great to see him kind of comment on it. Like, if Greg Silverman was back, he'd be like a no-brainer. In fact, we wouldn't have gotten in that Justice League situation. I think it would have worked out better in the long run, and definitely he would have added fuel to that fire and restored the Snyderverse as well. But I'm wondering if him saying Greg Silverman seems to work now, meaning I think he recognizes that this is inevitable. Like, Snyderverse is inevitable. And for him, a CEO of that caliber, would probably be in the same mindsets of other CEOs and saying, why would you not restore the Snyderverse at this point? Look at what people are saying. This would be a smart business decision. So hopefully, other CEOs think the same. I think they do, and I think this is a good indication of what possibly AT&T would be thinking. People, a company that doesn't have ego, they're here for money, right? I mean, look at this, right? The amateur watcher, Dave Avery, shared this from, I think he got it from DC Olympus or something. This little chart here, it just kind of pulls it together, right? 1.8 million U.S. households have watched the film in its first 5 minutes, first weekend. A third of U.S. households watched the film in a single sitting, first weekend. 2.2 million U.S. households managed to watch the whole film. $266 million revenue for Warner Brothers Pictures, estimated only. That's interesting. I never saw that before. 64% increase in HBO Max app downloads. 100,000 streams via India's Book My Show first weekend, 955,000 streams via UK Sky Cinema, and also is not included here is the Crave one, where it's the most watched ever since Game of Thrones season 8, and it totally broke that, and also 1.5 million tweets that broke Avengers Endgame's record for amount of tweets on Twitter. So these are all big numbers. These are all big records. These are understandably not numbers from HBO Max yet, but it definitely is a good indication to other CEOs and I think to other studios and things like that who don't have any ego and don't have some type of weird personal agenda that would see this and say, you know what, that's a no-brainer. I mean, I would definitely immediately say, let's restore the Snyderverse. And I think other CEOs would definitely agree. Like Greg Silverman would probably agree to that. He'd be like, if he was still in charge of Warner Bros., he'd be like, let's do it already. What are we taking so long? Why are we jumping around on this? But I like to shout out to Ben Everett and Real Anarchy and Garza also talking on that show today, and they're talking about how let's just wait. Let's just be optimistic about this. And a lot of people agree. The reason why they're not showing it right now is because the numbers are huge. The numbers are massive. It will blow Warner Brothers away. It will definitely blow it away. But what were they going to do with that numbers, right? Just like how Zack put it on Vero that restores Snyderverse 1.4. Well, he had at 1.42, but I'm sure he's going to get the 1.5 million tweets. And he's looking at them, and he even, commented, I think, under Nerd Queen saying, did that beat Avengers Endgame numbers? And it did. This is all data collection. Possibly using as a bargaining tool for when they get to the next meeting, which, I don't know if it's happening. I don't know when it's happening and where or whatever, and who is going to be in place of happening. But let's say this, and I agree now with Ben Everts and Garza that, yeah, you know what? You're right, because there is a quarter one earnings, AT&T quarter one earnings day set. That meeting is on April 22nd, I believe. I think that was when. So next month, that they were going to report all their earnings. They report, possibly report HBO Max and stuff like that. So there's definitely have that. That's a whole business level. So that's outside of Warner Brothers realm. That's something that they want to know, right? They have to, report that so their shareholders are happy and says, all right, you're doing a good job. Okay. So get this, right? So maybe. In agreement with Real Anarchy, maybe he's gathering all this material, but instead of saying what the material is, what's going to come up with this, right? Because look at it this way. We got, when Wonder Woman 1984 came out, before that, they were already kind of planning Wonder Woman 3, right? But they just need to show that Wonder Woman 1984 was successful in order to do that, okay? So they had something in mind. They already had something in plan. So let's say they say restore the Snyderverse. Well, what is restore the Snyderverse? What is that plan for that? They can just say, they can release the numbers and say, okay, now we're going to restore the Snyderverse. But people are going to be like, well, what does that mean? What does restore the Snyderverse entail? So imagine this, and I'm just spitballing here and just being in agreement with the Anarchy guys. that maybe there is a bigger announcement coming down the pipeline, depending on all the data collection and things. And maybe, just maybe, the Snyders are pitching something. Okay? Because what if they've gone back and says, hey, we got the numbers and everything, it looks really good. Say we're going to do something like this. And maybe Zack's like, well, how about this? Look, give me a few weeks or something. I'm going to put something together. Let's have a meeting and let's discuss. Because you know what? The Snyderverse is going to cost money. But I think also the boards, the people, the higher uppers, HBO Max and AT&T, they're going to want to see what money are they investing? What are they investing in? What is the Snyderverse really? Is it Justice League 2? Is it Justice League 3? What else is there? Are we pitching the Joker movie, the Deathstroke movie, the Batman movie, the Cyborg movie? What are we pitching? What are we putting money into? So maybe that's where the delay is, because they don't want to just put out the numbers, the percentages, and say, hey, this is what happened here, right? They want to do a complete package. They want to blow this fucking thing out of the water. They want to say, boom, this is what we got. This is my whiteboard. He's got his own little gizmo thing where the sheet comes up. The whiteboards, his new whiteboards come up and is like, this is my plan. This right here, this magical board right here, this is the Snyderverse. This is where all your money is going to go to, because this is what we're going to be investing in. This is what we mean by restore the Snyderverse. This is what it is. This is they're making their pitch, right? They're making their pitch. I don't give a fuck what Warner Brothers say, because they lack vision. He's not going to say that, but that's what I'm going to say. They lack vision. But you want a vision? You want another Game of Thrones? You want another Mandalorian? How about another Stranger Things? How about something that is impactful, huge, but only exclusive to HBO Max? Well, I got the solution for you, and that is this. This entire slate right here is what you're putting all your chips, all your investments in. And I'll promise you, the fans will love it. The people will love it just as much as they love Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's his pitch. Like, I'm thinking that could definitely be a possibility here. So, in other words, I guess we should stop looking at it as a way as HBO Max being very shady about it. And if we trust AT&T and they do want money, not too much on Warner Brothers side, but like AT&T, the people, the HBO Max who said yes, HBO Max said yes because they were excited for what he was going to do. AT&T is the one that offered to put all his whiteboards down at AT&T's home at their district, as a museum over there, all the Nightmare Vision. They said that. They told him, let's do that. It still feels like they're definitely 100% on board, and they're using these numbers, all this collection, everything from tweets and stuff like that. The hype still, because we are all demanding to see the numbers. We're like, where's the numbers? Where's the numbers? Restore the Snyderverse. People are like, hey, restore the Snyderverse. What's taking so long? Restore the Snyderverse. Well, maybe they're planning a package to show they're bargaining, they're pitching. They're doing all that right now until when one day, I don't know when, maybe it's before the Q1 earnings, I don't know, but definitely we'll probably get to hear something from it soon. At least optimistically, that's what we think. And I'm going to go with that, because that sounds like something Zack Snyder would do. That does sound like something Debbie Snyder would do. That does sound like something that has been done with the release of Snyder Cut. Remember those interviews where he says, look, he was on a meeting with the table, and he says, look at what the fans did. Look at these numbers. Look at all this data collection, everything like that. And I'm thinking that's happening, I don't know right now, but that's happening soon, or has done. I don't know. But I would expect if Zack Snyder has a plan, and he does seem very optimistic about Restore the Snyderverse. I mean, he's not shutting it down anymore. He's been liking a lot of videos and posts about Restore the Snyderverse. So I'm gonna go with like he's definitely want to do that. And so if all of this is a bargaining right now, they're just collecting data, and he's gonna do the pitch, or he's already done the pitch. I like that scenario more than just waiting around thinking that a fucking billions of whatever fucking dollars AT&T is worth. I don't know, I didn't look lately, that they would just throw this aside because Warner Brothers has a fucking ego. I refuse to believe a smart company, any corporate company, would be dumb enough to throw a potential moneymaker away like this. I refuse to think they would do that. So I'm thinking that there is something going on in AT&T and HBO Max. And that's what I want to believe in. And I think we should all believe in it. But in any case, there are still going to be more training events. I think there's going to be a Restore Snyderverse training event. I think it was like the 2nd or the 4th. I don't remember. But there's a lot more. There's a lot of training events going around. And feel free to participate in any of them. You'll see it. Once it starts trending, you can hop in on it. But the most important thing, it would be to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. That is the most important thing. I understand if you watch Godzilla Vs Kong, after that, go watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. I did. I watched a great one today. So I'll probably go back to the color one because I'm wondering, was there anything I missed that not? I don't know. Also, BVS, apparently HBO Max has the IMAX versions on HBO Max now. So check that out. Check that out as well. Support those. Definitely, that's the best way to show them the numbers, aside from all the tweets and things like that, and keeping the noise and the energy up. So, but all that is essential, I think, in order for Zach and Debbie to make their pitch to HBO Max and AT&T. Gut feeling. But anyway, thank you. That's it. That's all for today. Let's get into the members' comments and questions now. I don't think I have too much today, do I? Melissa Hebert, so happy to join your channel, Chris. I've been watching your videos since 2017. Wow, thank you so much. Thanks for your optimism and positivity throughout the past few years. You definitely were the Superman of the Release the Snyder Cut movement. By keeping hope alive, I discovered an amazing community of fellow DC and Snyder fans through your channel. Thank you so much. Lastly, my name is pronounced Hebert. Oh, there we go. Thanks for asking. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Melissa, for joining as a member of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Let's get into Kinky Sphinster. I love the You're My World scene from Batman v Superman in this movie. I almost started crying. Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about. But I won't say much until the spoilers. So hopefully none of the members spoiled anything in the comments here. Oh yeah, the plot was horrible, just like the previous Godzilla movie. I wish they got a decent story going. Surprise, no post-credit scene to tease future movies, hopefully. Yeah, and then there, just today, I wonder, what do you guys think? Or what is that post-credit scene that didn't make it to the end, but is in the middle of the movie? Kong definitely looks the part for an 80s action hero. He nails that John McClane jump from the exploding ship. Yes, I did that too. Kong McClane. I did that same energy. I posted a picture of Kong and John McClane on Twitter, and it's the same energy. Crummelon, I don't know how to say that. AKA the giant alien head from Rick and Morty. I've not watched that much Rick and Morty. And I should. I really should. And I know you guys are like screaming at me, why haven't you watched Rick and Morty? I definitely will get around to it. Maybe. When asking Warner Bros. And HBO Max about the David Ayer Cup and Zack Snyder's Justice League numbers, show me what you got. Release the Ayer Cut, Restore Snyderverse. Chris, why did you have to say her name? You know who. We do not want her anywhere near the Snyderverse. Trust me, people hate her for good reason. Oh, now I know what. Now I'm wondering, is it Answer? The funny thing about Ann Sarnoff saying we won't be developing the Ayer Cut is that HBO Max and Warner Media aren't her. We are they? Yeah, so I get it. Like Warner Brothers will be saying that, but hey, maybe HBO Max wouldn't mind having having it on their service, right? Good luck, mister. Just keep up the good work you are doing. Bring the Snyderverse to life again. The Snyderverse is your Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein's monster. Oh, well, thank you, Tarjay. Thanks for joining. Chris, I was fortunate to see Godzilla vs. Kong in the theater today. All lucky you. Thoroughly enjoyed the film. The special effects were outstanding. I love the colors. Like, I really dig the colors in Hong Kong. And I've never been to Hong Kong. So I was surprised when someone took actual pictures of nighttime in Hong Kong that it actually looks like that. I'm like, really? They didn't really try to make it like a Blade Runner looking type city. It really does look like that at nighttime. That's pretty cool. Chris, in the history lesson, we see 3 sets of 3 witches at the end of the movie. We see only 3 left that was separated. So if the mother box is destroyed on Earth, maybe there's some dark side already has, and Earth box was the last ones for complete power. Also, Chris, keep up the daily vibes, bro. You are amazing, dude. God bless, bro. Well, thank you, Mario. You know what? I don't know what the witches are in, I think there were still witches in the King, nothing nightmare, but in Apocalypse, right? I thought we saw some witches on the left-hand side. So I think I don't know if they're really, in a way connected in that sort of way, or they're just handling the mother boxes. That's interesting. Last comment. That was quick. Glad you liked the film. I watched it in a cinema last week, and it was fantastic. Well, I'm glad you liked the film as well. So, So hopefully there's more MonsterVerse. Definitely more hashtag more MonsterVerse, hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Get all those verses in here. I love them. This is what I do this for. This is what I live for. Well, not all what I live for, but definitely what excites me every single day. All right, well, that is it. Thank you so much for your comments and questions, members. Hopefully we'll see a lot more tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time. Bye.